welcome everyone. My name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I'm just kind of letting people show up, come in. We are going to talk about, um, we have so much to talk about. I have pages and pages of notes that I need to talk about. I don't know if y'all can see that. Pages and pages. And they're big pages, they're not little pages of notes. Because we have so much that has already happened and we're not even done. And it's interesting that it's in retrograde season, right? And um, before retrograde season, I just released those videos where I had talked about that before retrograde season was coming. And I'd said that I don't think it's going to be the same as it was last summer retrograde season because last summer we couldn't move on anything. I felt like this time we were going to be moving a lot, not pushing it to move. It was things were just going to happen. We just had to be prepared and clear minded, and the decisions and the perceptions and the beliefs that we have when those things come about, right? Um, and obviously the big thing for Americans that came about, but people around the world look at us and um, it's like a lot of people in America look to California when we're looking at the newest stuff, right? So a lot of people around the world look to America to see what's coming, to see how we're doing it, right? Not all things, because there's a lot of things that you guys do better. Lots of things, lots more things. And by you guys, I mean everyone around the world. So, um, anyway, I know that I said I'm not political. Excuse me. And I feel like by saying that, you may feel like, I'm sort of like I don't care. I do care. I care very much about the way that my country goes. But for so long, my generation has seen what our government and we were firsthand seeing a lot of what our government is capable of, what they do, and what they don't do, right? And so it's not that I don't care, it's that I haven't found, because either side is awful. It's just awful. So I don't know how to say that I don't believe in either side. I most of my generation is sort of in the middle, and we try to we don't pick a side, but we try to see, okay, that there's some good there, and there's some good there, but there's some bad there, and there's some bad there. I think that's just politics anyway, but I don't associate myself with one party or the other. I guess that's what I mean. Um, and I'm pretty. You can say my view is pretty neutral, right? But don't mistaken the fact that because my view is pretty neutral, I come from a military background. Um, I've had uncles, grandma, grandpas, aunts, husband, cousins, lots of people who have not survived, who have died for this country, who will lay down their life for this country. So when I say that I'm not political, it doesn't mean I won't do what's necessary. I guess that's the way I should say it. But in the work that I do, I have this way about me that can take the middle and see all sides, right? So I hope that makes sense. That's sort of my political view, is that they're both wrong. That's my political view. Whether that's right or wrong, um, I don't think it matters whether it's right or wrong. We kind of all see what's going on, you know, and but I'm not somebody to tell somebody else that they're wrong and their belief system is wrong. That's just my belief. So I hope that helps you sort of. I'm a medium. I'm a psychic, so I see things a little differently. Um, can I predict the presidency? Yeah, I've been doing that for, decades. decades. My coworkers, my clients would all come to me, and because I'm not political and I have that middle stance, I can see who's gonna win and who's not. I've already said this. This is my belief. This is what I'm getting. It hasn't changed. If it changes, I'll let y'all know. But I don't see us even having an election. And I know that's not what everybody's seeing right now. But I'm going to stick to that right now. I don't see us having an election. Um, and this may be very controversial. And again, I am not a warmonger. I do not like war, but I come from a family, I come from a lineage, and my husband too, who will do what it takes, right? Um, I don't know what they're trying to pull right now, but I do know I don't know what they're trying to pull right now, but what I'm seeing when I go in and look is I'm seeing that either we're going to do what we usually do and go find a war, or we're going to start one. Not, we're not going to start one. We're going to go find one, or we're going to go help. So we're going to be in war, and we're not going to have an election. That's what I see. That's what I've been seeing. I just don't see an election. But it's not just the war. Another thing could possibly happen. Um, President Biden, he isn't doing well. So I don't know what they're going to do. I just don't see, when I feel it, I don't feel an election. I just don't. Yeah, I can usually feel an election. I don't feel it. I know what an election feels like. I've been through enough of them, right? So I know when I go in that energy, I can feel an election. I can't feel an election. I don't feel. I feel void. I feel. Um, I guess you can call it darkness, emptiness, space, void. That's what I feel. So, and then when I kind of back out of it, that's kind of what I'm seeing is that we go to either go to war or go help somebody in war. But this isn't anything that y'all can't see. I feel like we're going to that Taiwan's going to need help. That's what I feel like. Yeah, I feel like that. And again, I don't keep updates on what's going on all the time. I don't even watch the news. Um, so this is just me going by my own. I could be completely off. Um, but when I go in there, I don't see it. I just don't see it. So for those of you that are wanting to know my opinion of that, that's my opinion. I don't see anybody getting either elected or reelected. Uh, and as I get more, because it will open up more as we get closer. Um, as I get more, I'll let you guys know more. Let me know if that's, if you guys are even interested in that stuff. I know my people usually aren't. I mean, we're interested. It's a weird dynamic because and we care a lot, but we see the bigger picture, right? Like it has nothing to do with just the politics. It has a lot to do with ourselves, and it comes from us, and then we radiate it out, right? If that makes sense. But because we are in society and we want to participate in society and we want to help society move in the right direction, or move in the direction, by right direction, I mean in the direction that we all see fit to go, right? Because there's not a right or wrong. Um, if we want to accomplish that, then we have to engage. We have to not just use our energy, but sometimes we have to use our voice. Sometimes we have to, like I said, we have to do what we have to do. And trust me, my generation is not afraid to do it because they've been doing it. We're just really quiet about it. We don't have to, uh, I'll just use the generation above me, the boomers. The boomers are Leo. They're Leo Pluto, right? So they're Leo. They're a Leo generation. So they're loud and they're proud and they will go and use their voice. We are Virgo Libra, so we will see all sides of the situation and try to balance it out. I'm Virgo, but we have others that are Libra. Um, but we're very quiet about what we're going to do, and we like it that way. We like not being seen. We like that everybody forgets us. We like it that way. But trust me, we will do what we have to do because that's all we've ever done is what we've had to do. So I hope that helps. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just sort of opening up and seeing what's happening. I'm seeing kind of channeling and saying, but I know that's a topic that everybody's talking about right now. So I kind of wanted to like give you my input. We have bigger we have bigger things going on than America and their politics, right? Um, but it's not to say that the politics is not hurting us because it is. Um, and we have a lot of people in our society who are going without, who are becoming destitute, who are, you know, having to like, I've never seen where we've had to work so hard to barely put food on the table, right? Now, I heard of this with my grandparents, right? But we'd never been in a time like that. But we have been preparing for a time like I'm telling you, trust that Generation X knows what we're doing. We did for a lot of us, not everybody, but we didn't have anybody. So what we did was we learned very, very young to pull together. And that's kind of looks like what we've needed, what we're needing. So it's where we're going anyway. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that, but I just wanted to let you know my opinion. It's a very strange one probably. But it's a lot of what my generation. Now, I can't speak solely for my generation because if you know us and that generation, nobody can speak solely for our generation. We are all different, unique, but we know how to band together. And that's interesting because that's exactly what Pluto is going to show us. And that's what Pluto and Aquarius is going to show us how we can come together as groups, but still keep our anonymity and our independence, if that makes sense. Um, yeah. And I know the generation above us and two generations below us sort of have their Pluto is in a very different area. So collectively, they can be hurt in a different way than we can, if that makes any sense. So I know that they probably, I mean, everybody does. They ignore us, which is fine. You know what? We're more of the we'll just do it and not talk about it. That's kind of what we are. We're other generations are more of like we want to talk about it. And we're like, yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We're just going to do it and get it done. So, enough about that. Enough about me talking about politics, which I abhor, but I know it's necessary right now.